recognize the Deputy Governor of Lagos State, especially. Maybe because he has been with me since morning. I need to let you know that this is a wonderful edifice, wonderful structures, beautiful for the eyes to see, and of course, convenient for the use of mankind. So let me, before I officially unveil this plaque, congratulate once again the performing governor of Lagos State, our dear brother, Governor Sanwo-Olu, for what you are doing with your team here. The Speaker, the Deputy Governor, all of you, I will say congratulations.
Thank you.
I represent President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on this occasion, and so I will read this plaque as if you are hearing the voice of Mr. President. This plaque today is now officially unveiled by Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR, President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, in commemoration of the commissioning of the Bola Ahmed Tinubu Administrative Complex Alausa Ikeja local government area. On this day, Wednesday, the 8th day of April 2026, to the glory of God and for the benefit of mankind, during the administration of Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, Governor of Lagos State. Congratulations to all.
A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. And on that note, I officially welcome you to the commissioning of the multi-agency building. And I ask that we please rise to welcome our father, President Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the most populous black nation on the face of the earth, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR, here represented by the President of the Senate of the Federal Republic, a man of uncommon transformation, a visionary leader, a dynamic statesman, and proven achiever. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome His Excellency Goodwill Obot Akpabio. A round of applause for him, please. He's accompanied by our own, the captain of our ship in Lagos, a man with dedicated and strategic planning knowledge, an expert in corporate governance, sound, charismatic and visionary, a leader whose impact speaks boldly. Mr. Infrastructure, Mr. Healthcare, Mr. Transportation, Mr. Immortal Rice Mill, Mr. Red and Blue Rail, Mr. Lekki Deep Ports, Mr. Incident Commander, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, Governor of Lagos State. He's accompanied by his brother, the Deputy Governor of our dear state, a leader shaped by purpose, guiding progress. Your Excellency, Governor Dapo Abiodun, Governor of Ogun State, you are most welcome. The Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Mudashir Ajayi Obasa. Ladies and gentlemen, Eko ni bàjẹ́ rárá, Eko ni bàjẹ́.
sanwó Èkó mi bàjẹ́. Èkó bàbá Jídé, Èkó mi bàjẹ́. Èkó Sanwó-Olú, Èkó sanwó Èkó. Sanwó-Olú ò ti ṣiṣẹ́ rẹ̀ bọ̀. Bàbá ṣe là ṣe gbé. Ó ti ṣiṣẹ́ rẹ̀ bọ̀ láyé bí o. Bàbá ṣe là ṣe gbé. Wọ́n ní ó ti ṣiṣẹ́. Ọmọ bá dàpọ̀, Abíọ́dún. Ẹkúṣẹ́, ó ti ṣiṣẹ́ rẹ̀ bọ̀ láyé. Bàbá ṣe Sanwó-Olú, ó yá Olúwa ẹ̀ tó.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Please bring it down. All media men, vintage, please bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. Media, please move to the left and to the right. Thank you very much. God bless you. Move to the left and to the right. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, today is not just a commissioning, it's a homecoming. It's a return to familiar ground where vision was nurtured, where leadership was tested, and where history quietly began to shape. We gather in celebration of a truly indefatigable leader, a builder of men and institutions, a shining icon of our federation, and a firm believer in the rule of law. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome the architect of modern Lagos and remolder of the new Nigeria of our dream, the Jagaban Bogu, the Asiwaju of Lagos, and indeed the leader of all leaders. If your hands are not too busy, please let's resoundingly welcome His Excellency, President of the most populous black nation on the face of the earth, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, to Lagos. He's not here with us, but he has sent, ladies and gentlemen, a towering force of destiny, whose voice resounds with courage and whose leadership craves pathways where others see barriers. A dynamic statesman, a visionary leader, a proven achiever, a man of uncommon transformation. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the President of the Senate of the most populous black nation on the face of the earth, the irrepressible Goodwill Obot Akpabio, GCON. You're welcome, Your Excellency, to the Center of Excellence and State of Aquatic Splendor. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome a specialist in human development and strategic planning with years of dedicated service to Lagos State, visionary and uncompromising in his drive for a greater Lagos. A leader whose impact speaks boldly across housing, across healthcare, across agriculture. Those who know him call him Mr. Immortal Rice Mill. They call him Mr. Red and Blue Rail. They call him Mr. Lekki Deep Port. They call him the Incident Commander. And most importantly, they call him Mr. Celibo, the governor of the Center of Excellence and State of Aquatic Splendor, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, governor of Lagos State. He's not here alone, ladies and gentlemen. He's here with a woman with a heart large enough to hold humanity. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the First Lady of Lagos State, Dr. Ibijoke Claudiana Sanwo-Olu. A round of applause for her. Lagos welcomes you. I see so many governors, but let me welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I've been told I should start running at the speed of light, so on this note, I will ask that you please rise for the national anthem of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Then I'll continue with recognitions later. We'll take only the first stanza. God bless Nigeria. You may be seated. Permit me to welcome, ladies and gentlemen, our very, very special guest is the chairman of the Progressives Governors Forum. If your hands are not too busy, let's welcome His Excellency, the Hope of Imo, Senator Hope Uzodimma. You're most welcome. I'd like to welcome, ladies and gentlemen, our brother and neighbor, the governor of the Gateway to Industrialization and Progress, Mr. Brand New Airports. Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency, Prince Dapo Abiodun, governor of Ogun State. This man deserves a louder round of applause because he came all the way from Borno State. The irrepressible Babagana Zulum. Can I have a round of applause for him, please? The Niger Delta is hugely represented. Governor Diri, welcome to the Center of Excellence and State of Aquatic Splendor. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, before our guest came, the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, I welcome you. Our very own sound mind, brave soul, and a man of great humane cordiality, a mind refined by knowledge, a leader shaped by purpose, guiding progress with quiet strength and enduring vision. Ladies and gentlemen, the Deputy Governor of Lagos State. If your hands are not too busy, let's put them together for the irrepressible Kadri Obafemi Amzat. Our fathers in the GAC, who are we without you? If your hands are not too busy, please let's put them actively together for our fathers who are led here by Prince Tajuddin Oluyole Olusi, our chairman in the States, Pastor Cornelius Ojelabi, you're most welcome. Former governor of our dear state, one of Nigeria's finest accounting minds, Mr. Akinwumi, AA. Ambody, you're most welcome. I welcome all members of the National Assembly who are here. Thank you, and thank you very much indeed. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I beg of you to join me as I welcome to the microphone a veritable partner in the Teams Plus agenda, driving innovation, growth, and sustainable development in the journey towards a greater Lagos. Deputy Governor of the Center of Excellence and State of Aquatic Splendor, the irrepressible Kadri Obafemi Amzat, Deputy Governor of Lagos State, as he welcomes us. Please do not stop clapping. Do not stop clapping. Do not stop clapping. Lagos is walking. So is walking. Kadri is walking. The ESCO is walking.
The President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, ably represented here by the Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio. Thank you very much, sir. The Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, and his amiable wife, Dr. Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu. All our governors that are here, governors of Borno, Ogun State, Bayelsa, and Imo State. We thank you very much. Distinguished members of the National Assembly that are present, members of the Federal Executive Council, thank you very, very much. The Speaker, Lagos State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa, our former governor that is there, and all the deputy governors that are here, former deputy governors, honorable members of the Lagos State House of Assembly, members of the Lagos State Executive Council, members of the Diplomatic Corps, and all our GAC fathers, led by Prince Tajuddin Oluyole Olusi, permanent secretaries that are here, the chairman of local government and local council development areas, service commanders and other heads of security agencies, our Kabiyesi Oba of Lagos, ably represented by the Opeluwa Onido of Lagos, Chief Lateef Ajose, all the royal fathers that are here, the state chairman of our great party, All Progressive Congress, Honorable Pastor Colinius Ojelabi, members Association of the Lagos State Retired Head of Service and Permanent Secretary, captains of industry, heads of government agencies and parastatals, our religious leaders, party members, distinguished invited guests, I say good afternoon. Thank you very much for coming to Lagos today. What a beautiful day again in Lagos. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, 2 years ago, our able leader and father, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, visited this great city to inaugurate the first phase of the Lagos Red Line. It was an historic moment that day. Today, our visionary leader, represented by our superb, competent, able Senate President, returns to take the center stage again to inaugurate a set of projects at the center of excellence. It is all in the spirit. All these are in the spirit of the Renew Hope agenda, that strong mantra that has been driving bold reforms and actions that have rescued our economy from the brink and put Nigeria among the committee of serious nations where opportunities now abound. This gathering is historic, no doubt. Speaks volume about the commitment to upholding the sanctity of electoral promises by our great party, the All Progressive Congress. While seeking Lagosian support for our mandate, we pledge to embark on a journey to a greater Lagos, which includes a firm commitment to overhauling our infrastructure. Over 6.5 years later, it is as clear as the day that a great Lagos is rising as we continue to follow the blueprint that Mr. President drew up for us when he was in the saddle here as the governor of our state. Mr. President, we thank you for your vision. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, on this momentous occasion, our President, ably represented by the Senior President, has unveiled the iconic Ojota-Okpebi-Mende Link Bridge and Road. It is a 5.4 kilometer span comprising 2.9 kilometers of bridge and 2.06 kilometers of road that links Okpebi and Mende to Ojota and the Ikorodu. So a journey that ordinarily takes about 45 minutes now takes Lagosians about 4 minutes. It will therefore decongest traffic and reduce travel time along that corridor, making commuting a swift and sweet experience. Also unveiled is the Lagos State EGRS office, Alausa here in Ikeja. This is where everything that sits on land and water in our dear state is mapped and digitized. Our Senior President, sir, at the time we were doing the flying, the camera can actually pick a coin, can recognize a coin on the land. So now, with this digital mapping, we know everything in Lagos. We know the depth of our water. We know where all the properties are. We know everything. So it will enhance our smart city initiative, helping with security, law, and order. Where we are currently seated is the Bola Ahmed Tinubu Administrative Complex, also in Alausa, Ikeja. The quality of these projects mirror our absolute focus on improving infrastructure, not just as an end in itself, but as a means to an end, a better living condition for our citizens. It is therefore my honor and privilege to welcome Mr. President and all of us to this commissioning of Bola Ahmed Tinubu Administrative Complex in Alausa, Ikeja, a landmark project designed to strengthen the efficiency and effectiveness of our public service Sir, welcome the president back to Alausa. This is where the honor was built, molded, and now situated in Abuja. To God be the glory. On behalf of the good people of Lagos State, we welcome the President, again, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, ably represented by our Senior President, whose steadfast dedication to national development remains a source of inspiration to governments at all levels. Your Excellency, your presence here highlights your commitment towards driving sustainable infrastructure growth. The unveiling of this complex is a testimony to the fulfillment of our promise to improve the working condition of our staff and allow for better collaboration among different agencies of government. Over the years, a number of significant state agencies operated from rented and scattered offices across the state. This arrangement posed numerous challenges for us: workspace limitation, inadequate facility, and difficulty in interagency coordination. This constraint affecting productivity and slow down the pace of service delivery to our citizens. This complex resolves those challenges for our service servants and, of course, in service delivery to our people. Sir, the administrative complex, which we are commissioning today, comprises of multi-story buildings of 3 blocks: Block A, Block B, and Block C, and the pavilion. The Block A has 6 floors, Block B has 9 floors, and Block C has 6 floors. If you look at it, it's the design of Eyo, and each floor is the car that sits on top of Eyo. So it's totaling 21 floors, providing 7,362 square meters office space on 2.01 hectares of land. Over there will be a creche for our young mothers that are also staff. It also has a parking capacity of over 300 vehicles, an integrated support system consisting of mechanical, electrical, fire safety, and external infrastructure, thoughtfully designed to accommodate several government agencies under one roof. It represents a shift from fragmentation to synergy, from inefficiency to coordination, and from limitations to opportunity. We want to thank everybody that is involved, from our governor, the commitment. We thank you, Mr. Governor, and all the civil servants that are involved in this. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as I draw to a close, let me appreciate Lagosians for their consistent support over the year, for the progressive governance in Lagos. I implore you to continue in that spirit. Together, we attain the Lagos of our collective dream. Once again, on behalf of our able and hardworking governor, Mr. Abajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, and the good people of Lagos, I welcome the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, as represented by our Senior President, Senator Godswill Akpabio, members of the National Assembly, all our governors from Imo to Borno to Bayelsa and Ogun State, and all the federal executive members and our distinguished senators and House of Representatives and our leaders to this historic occasion. We thank you very much, and thank you for listening to me. Thank you very much.
Our Deputy Governor, Ms. Dr. Kadri Obafemi Amzat, thank you very much. And to the next people I'll be recognizing, we hardly say welcome to Lagos. All we tell you is this is Lagos. The National Youth Leader, Dayo Israel, our party chairman, Pastor Cornelius Ojelabi, that I use as umbrella for all our leaders in the party. I want to welcome Senator Neda Emaswen from Edo State. I want to welcome Senator Dickett Plank from Plateau State, Senator Ned Woko from Delta State, Senator Tokunbo Abiru from Lagos State, Senator Idat Oluroti Adebule from, I want to welcome Senator Wasiu Eshiloko Sonny, not from Lagos Central. A round of applause for him, ladies and gentlemen. From the House of Representatives, I would like to use the Julius Berger of Ikorodu, Jimmy Benson, as a cover for all of them. And for captains of industry that are here, I'd like to use Aigoje Imohwede to cover them. A round of applause for them. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and I now ask that you please concentrate Please hold the person to your left and right and say, God bless you. Tell that person, this is Lagos. Say, Lagos is walking. And Lagos is for Ashiwaju. Sowo is for Ashiwaju. Kadri is for Ashiwaju. Obasa is for Ashiwaju. Ambo is for Ashiwaju. GAC is for Ashiwaju. I don't know who I belong to, but I know that my soul, spirit, and body belongs to Ashiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Can I have a round of applause for our president, ladies and gentlemen? And so, ladies and gentlemen, what is this project all about? Like I said at the beginning, it's more than just a commissioning. It's a homecoming for someone who cut his teeth here, someone who impacted our state, someone who rebuilt Lagos, and whether they like it or not, one step at a time, is gradually rebuilding Nigeria. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I ask that you please concentrate on the screen as we show you a short project presentation of what this is all about.
The Ojota-Okwebi Link Bridge is a strategic intervention of the Babajide Sanwo-Olu's administration under the Traffic Management and Transportation pillar of the Themes Plus agenda. The 5.04-kilometer link bridge connecting Ojota to Okwebi will ease traffic congestion in the metropolis, particularly in Ikorodu Road, Ojota, Mende, Okwebi, and Allen Avenue axis within Ikeja Metropolitan Zone. The project was originally conceived over 20 years ago during the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who was then the governor of Lagos State. The bridge itself is 3.89 kilometers long, while other connected roads make it 5.04 kilometers. The design reflects modern mobility standards, incorporating non-motorized transport infrastructure. The Lagos State Multi-Agency Building, now to be called the Bola Ahmed Tinubu Administrative Complex, BATAC, is first of its kind in this part of the country. Located within the administrative hub of Ikeja, BATAC brings together multiple agencies of government into a single integrated environment, thereby reducing the physical and administrative distance between decision points. This makes communication faster, processes streamlined, and collaboration becomes a lot easier. The Lagos Geographic Information Service is a landmark achievement of the Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's administration. It represents a significant stride in the advancement of Lagos State's infrastructural and technological development. The establishment of the Lagos Geographic Information Service stands as a testament to visionary leadership, strategic planning, and an unwavering commitment to modernizing land administration systems and enhancing urban governance. This center is poised to revolutionize geospatial data management, improve service delivery, promote transparency in land transactions, and support sustainable urban planning across the state. It further reinforces Lagos State's position as a leading hub for innovation and smart city development in Nigeria and beyond. This achievement will undoubtedly yield long-term socio-economic benefits for residents, investors, and future generations.
I heard, I hate to read people's minds without their approval, but I could read the mind of the Senate president, and it was saying, wow, this Lagos fine, sha. Organa walk with the walk. Oh. Can I have a round of applause for him, ladies and gentlemen? Permit me to welcome members of the Federal Executive Council that are here. I'll use our own son, the Minister for Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, the irrepressible, unshakable, unputdownable, grassroots boxer par excellence, Honorable Wale Edun, as umbrella for all of them. I also noticed that the Yeye Shewa of Lagos, Honorable Kafilat Ogbara, is somewhere here with us. And now, ladies and gentlemen, permit me to hand over the microphone to a revered leader, distinguished statesman, and a pillar of wisdom, whose legacy continues to inspire generations. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I will take the mic to him where he is. If your hands are not too busy, please let's put them together for Dr. Tajuddin Oluyole Olusi, Prince.
Your Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented by the President of the Senate, the Governor of Lagos State, other governors from the various states of our country who are present, distinguished ladies, to adopt the protocol ably established by Lagos State. I'm a person who is always frank. I am a bit depressed, at presenting this welcome address. When I want to leave home, I was coming to welcome in person one of us, the current president of our country, but unfortunately, is being represented by the president of the Senate. I am aware that the practice and the law and regulation, permits that the president can be represented. So I welcome once again the president of the Senate. Well, we thank God, particularly that today, one of us from Lagos State is the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is well deserved, well deserved. Those who are familiar with the history of our country knows that Lagos is the source of all political developments and attainments of our country. Like I said, I want to welcome the president. Mo fẹ́ kí wọn káàbọ̀ sí Èkó. Wọ́n ní Èkó jọba fún ilẹ̀kílẹ̀ tó lè jẹ́. Báwọn bàbá wa ṣe wí nìyẹn. Our ancestors are very, very proud of Lagos. Èkó àkété, ilé ọgbọ́n, Èkó tó gba àlejò, àwọn bàbá wa ló gba àlejò ju onílé lọ. Lagos is a place that welcomes all migrants. And by the grace of God, when they get to Lagos, they thrive, they make money, and they are able to send back to their home to develop their base. And so, therefore, Lagos has contributed, immensely to the development of our country, Nigeria. We welcome our president back home to Lagos. And we particularly want to thank him, to take note of his contribution so far to the development of our country, and particularly Lagos. During this brief period, we want to thank the federal government, we want to thank the president for the development in respect of the third mainland bridge. The bridge is very, very good. We move freely, conveniently, so we are very, very grateful. We also want to thank the president, in respect of his contribution. The federal government had made money available, to all states of the federation. And I want to say this is not a surprise to me. It's only an extension, of his well-given knowledge by God. You remember he was in charge of Lagos, and he improved considerably, the revenue base of Lagos. And he went to an extent that at that point in time, all states of the federation sent their financial officers to Lagos to come and study what is being done, how it's being applied in Lagos. So we are particularly, happy. We want to thank God, for all his blessings. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n sọ èdè abínibí wa díẹ̀díẹ̀. Àdúà ni mo máa ṣe. Inú gbogbo wa dùn pé Ọlọ́run fún pírẹsidẹ́ǹtì ṣe, Ọlọ́run dúró tì í. Mo dẹ̀ fẹ́ sọ pé ẹni tọ́lọ́run yàn ni Ọlọ́run ló yàn án. Mo tún sọ Ọlọ́run ló yàn án. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n rán àwọn èèyàn létí, àwọn kan lè ti gbàgbé. Ìkẹjà tá a wà yìí ni president wa ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìrìn àjò. Níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn, àwa kan fẹ́ kó bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní Lagos Island, but Ọlọ́run ní Ìkẹjà ló ti máa bẹ̀rẹ̀. President wa lọ láti Ìkẹjà, ó lọ ṣe senator. Wọ́n fẹ́ yan president of the Senate níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn. Ó hùwà ọmọlúwàbí, ó hùwà tó dáa, ó gbé àyè yẹn sílẹ̀ fún Ọ̀kadìgbò. Ọlọ́run wá gbẹnu Ọ̀kadìgbò sọ̀rọ̀ níjọ́ tá à ń wí. Ọ̀kadìgbò sọ pé Bọ́lá tẹ́ rí yìí o, president Nàìjíríà lọ́la òun nìyẹn. Ó wà ní àkọsílẹ̀. Nítorí náà kí gbogbo yín gbà pé iṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run ni. Kì í tún ṣèyẹn nìkan. Èmi tí mo dúró náà yìí, Ọlọ́run tún ní kàn fi iṣẹ́ yẹn rán èmi náà. Níkẹjà yìí náà ló ti ṣẹlẹ̀. A ní ẹnìkan nínú wa, Ọ̀túnba Bọ́lá Adéwùnmí, amòfin ni. He was a lawyer, a brilliant lawyer. And at one time, he was the chairman of the Shomolu local government. He later became a priest and established a church at Iworo of Badagry. Ó ránṣẹ́ pè mí ní ilé ẹ̀ ní Maryland ní Ìkẹjà. Nígbà tí mo débẹ̀, wòlíì ni ó ní kí n jókòó, ó pe ìyàwó ẹ̀ jókòó, ó pe ọmọ ẹ̀ obìnrin jókòó. Ọmọ ẹ̀ obìnrin yẹn jẹ́ májísírèètì níjọ́ yẹn. Bóyá nísẹ̀yìn ó lè ti jù bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn lọ. Ó wá ní ọ̀wọ́n ṣàdúrà, ọ̀wọ́n ríran tí Ọlọ́run sọ fún wọn pé Aṣíwájú Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu ó máa di president gbogbo Nàìjíríà, pé èmi ni mo dẹ̀ lè jíṣẹ́ fún. Tí ó yẹ yín, wọ́n ní kí n lọ sọ fún níjọ́ náà àbúrò mi, mo jíṣẹ́ yẹn lénìí, ó dẹ̀ débẹ̀. àdúpẹ́ púpọ̀ fún Ọlọ́run. Nítorí náà gbogbo èyí tó kù Ọlọ́run á fún ṣe. Á pẹ́ ń bẹ̀, á ṣe pé ọdún márùn-ún tó kù àbí mẹ́fà ló kù ni á ṣojú ẹ̀mí gbogbo wa. Ọlọ́run á dá wa sí, á fún wa lálàáfíà. La haula wala quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim. Adúpẹ́ o, ẹ ṣé púpọ̀ o. Thank you and God bless.
For all our guests who do not speak Yoruba, all he said is that God will bless all of you in Jesus' name. And that Asiwaju is God chosen for our nation. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in Lagos we believe that the labor of our heroes past should never be in vain. This is why I'm delighted to invite a former head of service in Lagos State, a prince of Adia State. He'll be talking for just 2 minutes, a symbol of integrity, structure, and order. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's welcome Prince Adeshegun Ogunlewe. A round of applause for him, please.
Good afternoon. Let me join the Deputy Governor in welcoming all of us to this great event. This is a goodwill message on behalf of the retired public servants and those who are still serving. Once upon a time, Lagos State was led by a governor whose large-hearted leadership embodied the principles of strategic succession planning and continuity in governance. Through his foresight, he nurtured 3 successive governors who have successfully steered the affairs of the state to this present day. By appointing a first-class economist to oversee the economic planning and budgeting, this leader ensured that the state resources were managed with maximum effectiveness and efficiency. That visionary leader is Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, now President and Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. During his tenure as the Honorary Commissioner for Establishment and Training in 2007, Governor Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu initiated a critical public service reform known as Project Will. I had the privilege of serving as his permanent secretary during that period. The pillars of this reform were designed to enhance productivity, create a conducive environment that promotes efficient and effective output among workers, streamline service, establish a one-stop shop for all Lagos State customers to ensure seamless service delivery. The commissioning of this multi-agency building marks the fulfillment of a long-held dream as envisioned by Governor Sanwo-Olu then. This edifice serves as a central hub for various agencies that previously operated from rented apartments, making them more accessible to the public and easier to coordinate internally. On behalf of the entire Lagos State public servants and those retired Lagos State public servants and those currently in active service, I express our sincere gratitude to the governor, his cabinet, and the institutions responsible for the successful completion of this facility. We are deeply honored that Mr. President chose to formally open this building through his representative, the Senate President, His Excellency Godswill Okpabio. We are grateful and thank you all for coming.
Thank you very much, sir. Like I said earlier, Lagos firmly believes that the labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it now gives me great pleasure to invite to the microphone the newest landlord in Lagos. Ladies and gentlemen, but before that, let me welcome to his left and right the Chief of Staff, as well as the SSG of our dear state. Please, let's give them a resounding round of applause. I'm talking about a steward of service, pillar of administrative excellence, head of one of the most vibrant and forward-looking workforces in Africa, driving excellence, innovation, and the future of public service, not just in Lagos, not just in Nigeria, but indeed in Africa. Because you must have heard the saying that when Lagos sneezes, the whole of Africa catches a cold. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Olabode Agoro. A round of applause for him as he gives the vote of thanks.
The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, ably represented by the Senate President, His Excellency, Senator Goodwill Akpabio. Mr. Governor, sir, can I have your permission to stand there with the already established protocol? Thank you very much, sir. I first of all thank the Almighty God for making today's event a reality. By His grace, we are able to commence, complete, and deliver this important building. To God be the glory. On behalf of the good people and government of Lagos State, I humbly appreciate the special homecoming of our special guest of honor, the leader of leaders, and the most sought-after president in the world, His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, ably represented by the most distinguished Senate President, Senator Goodwill Akpabio, GCON. Thank you, Mr. President, for your continued guardianship and dedication to the ideals and value of the Center of Excellence and the amazing work you are doing across Nigeria. May the Almighty Allah continue to bless you, guide you, and protect you. Amen. To the Chief Host, the Action Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, and Mr. Deputy Governor, Dr. Kadri Obafemi Hamzat, I deeply salute your determination to provide functional infrastructural development across the state. This administration has indeed shown a deep sense of responsibility and commitment towards the delivery of strategic projects in our Themes Plus agenda. We are very grateful to the state governors here present, the distinguished senators here present, our members of the House of Representatives, and the honorable ministers for their support at all times. We particularly appreciate the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Mudashiru Ajayi Obasa, and other members of the Lagos State House of Assembly here present, and not forgetting the members of the State Executive Council and the esteemed body of permanent secretaries and other top government officials. To our traditional rulers, religious leaders, community leaders, as well as all guests, I say a big thank you for gracing this occasion. I must also acknowledge and appreciate the contributions of the management and staff of the Office of Works, the Office of Infrastructure, and members of the project team who have toiled day and night for the realization of this project. We thank God that you did not labor in vain, as today's commissioning is an acknowledgement of your accomplishments. We extend our appreciation to our contractors, Messrs. Metro Projects Limited, for working with us to ensure the successful delivery of this project. Distinguished guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for honoring this invitation and to thank you for your continued willingness to contribute to making Lagos the center of excellence. Mr. Governor, sir, on behalf of the public servants that will be occupying these premises, we promise to look after it and keep it in pristine condition at all times. I also have the concurrence of the 7th Head of Service, Mrs. Adefemi Taire, the 16th Head of Service, Mrs. Folashade Jaji, and the 18th Head of Service here present, Honorable Prince Ogunlewe. I thank you very much for your attention.
We'll be coming for housewarming later. Can I have a round of applause for the newest landlord in Lagos? Please do not stop clapping. Do not stop clapping. I'm going to need the assistance of the First Lady. Whenever I introduce the governor, he does not wait for me to finish before he goes. So I need you to hold his hand lovingly and be whispering something to him while I read out my introduction. The Canadian poet and author Gilbert Orland Jr. says, God give us men. A time like this demands strong minds, great hearts, true faith, and ready hands. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to welcome the governor of the 5th most viable state in Africa. If Lagos was a country, it would be the 5th largest economy in Africa. I'm talking about a careful planner, prudent manager of resources, and a man with an avowed commitment to the welfare of the people. A specialist in the area of human development and strategic planning, he has acted in several capacities since 2003 to date. Ladies and gentlemen, he's an expert in corporate matters and governance, a sound, charismatic, visionary with an uncompromising determination to see a greater Lagos rise. He has revolutionized housing, revolutionized education, infrastructure, healthcare, to mention but a few. Mr. Immortal Rice Mill, Mr. Red and Blue Train, Mr. Lekki Deep Port, Mr. Incident Commander Ekun Oko COVID. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Celebo, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, Governor of Lagos State. Do not stop clapping, please.
Don't worry. When our guests, when they go, we'll do housewarming. The head of service is the owner of the property, so he will do proper housewarming. The President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, my father and our leader, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, here ably represented by my senior brother, a man that I have tremendous respect for, who sits today as the head of the National Assembly, but also as the President of the Senate and Chairman, National Assembly of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, uncommon Senator, most distinguished Senator Dr. Godswill Obot Akpabio, GCON. Thank you very much, sir. The Chairman of the Progressives Governors Forum and Governor of Imo State, Senator Hope Uzodinma, my brother, the Governor of Borno State, Professor Babagana Zulu, the Governor of Bayelsa, the Governor of Ogun State, my neighbor, who were planning to take over and just annex, but they want us to remain in Lagos, Prince Dapo Abiodun, my twin, Mr. Deputy Governor, Dr. Kadri Obafemi Hamzat, my darling wife, Dr. Mrs. Claudiana Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu. Let me respectfully also adopt, after acknowledging my speaker, all of the very well laid out protocols that have been well said because of time and the fact that some people have to still go outside of the state, and say that all protocols duly observed. But let me personally also thank our father, Baba Olusi, for taking us through the memory line of how it has been foretold that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu will indeed, at some point in time, be leading this great nation. Thank you, Papa, and we'll continue to ask God to bless you, to bless all of you, to give glory to all of the support we are given. My brother, the former governor, is here, Mr. Akim Mwambade. Thank you very much for continuing to give us the support. I'd like to start by once again welcome Mr. President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, in absentia. Welcome him back home. And thank you for generously giving your time and attention for the commissioning of the several landmark projects in our state over the next 2 days. Our administration in Lagos State has just a little over 400 days left meaning we count our days. This administration have precisely 416 days to hand over in May 29, 2027. Out of our 2,922 days that we have been serving the people of Lagos, we have worked, we have toiled for this state. We leave it better than we met it. And we've done so by looking up the excellent model and legacy of a leader who discharged a similar responsibility long before us as the 12th governor of the state. A standard that you have set that is still standing here today. Indeed, Mr. President, your presence here today is in itself a gift, a testament that the leader who once walked those corridors as a governor, who laid the foundation and infrastructure of modern Lagos, now the ones that we are building on, have returned. This is a mark of a man whose work is never finished because his vision is never small. From the early days of your administration as governor, you understood something that many had not yet grasped, that governance, as it most effective be, is an act of building, an act of ensuring that institutions outlive us, and an act of ensuring that systems are created on condition which people can build and develop themselves upon. When others saw a sprawling, chaotic megacity, you saw the potential. When others counted problems, you counted possibilities. When Lagos you left behind was structurally different from the Lagos that you inherited. And it is that transformed Lagos that we, your successor, have continued to build upon. It is therefore always with a great sense of pride that we host you, Your Excellency, at this project commissioning. For us, it's a chance for us to practically demonstrate how your leadership and legacy has continued to shape us at present and continues to shape Lagos, which is the future of Africa and Africa's most consequential megacity. Today is one of such presidential commissioning and a moment that we will cherish for a long time, for many reasons, one of which has to do with what projects are being commissioned here today. We believe that this project will change life, will impact the meaningful economy of our state, and it will change the narrative positively for every Lagosian. We have presented today 3 distinct projects, the Ojota-Okpebi Link Bridge, which we've just driven through. It has addressed mobility, and it also ensured and improved the quality of life. Like Mr. Deputy Governor said, journeys that will have taken 40, 45 minutes, now will take less than 10 minutes. In fact, 4, 5 minutes, and people can interconnect. This is real economy. This is real dividend of democracy that we're passing on to our people. The Lagos State Geographical Information System, largest building, which you have also just seen, addresses very difficult urban planning and management issues in our state. The Lagos State multi-agency, which we currently have, which we currently have, is meant to be for public service. And I think the head of service and the former head of service have also attested to that. But let me start with a new bridge, the Okpebi Link Bridge, which is a 5.2-kilometer transport corridor, comprises of a 2.0-kilometer road and 2.8-kilometer bridge decompile with 176 meters of adjoining roads, which adorns from Ikeja, Maryland, into the Ojota corridor, has been one of the busiest routes in our state. It's relied on by tens of thousands of Lagosians on a daily basis. Every bottleneck along this corridor naturally translates into congestion that is felt within the life and the businesses of many Lagosians. People have lost time, it has reduced productivity, and we say that under our watch, we need to stop this. Now we have a brand new bridge that will provide a new and a direct connection between Okpebi Allen straight onto Ikorodu Road through the Odoyalaro and the Mende corridor, which will create a positive alternative. It will reduce the pressure on the existing corridor, such as the Mobolaji Bankani Way, the Kudirat Abiola Road, and the General Maryland axis. The objective is straightforward: to improve the efficiency of traffic management with noticeable impact even beyond the immediate environs. It is expected that this will invariably improve the quality of life for all Lagosians. It will reduce the stress that we all go through. It will create greater productivity, and more time will be spent at home resting with our loved ones instead of being on the road. Let me also take a moment to acknowledge the level of engineering that has gone into delivering this project. This was not a straightforward build. The terrain that was very swampy and was prone to flooding, which meant that conventional methods would not suffice. What you see, therefore, is the result of careful planning and application of advanced solutions. We want to thank Messrs. Julius Berger for keeping to time, for keeping to budget, and for once again delivering high-quality road infrastructure. We have equally been intentional about inclusivity, about sustainability, and are providing walkway, bicycle lane, solar-powered street lighting, and embedded service ducts. In essence, we have built not just today's needs, but we've also set clear eyes on the ever-expanding demands of the future. Also, as part of the project, we have integrated comprehensive stormwater management system to address the long-standing challenge of flooding along the Odoya-Alaro corridor, thereby strengthening our environmental resilience. The second project, which is the Lagos State Geographical Information Systems Building, known internally as the symbolic proud horse. Historically, the horse was the original instrument of land administration, the companion of explorers and royal cartographers who traversed vast landscape, who measured territories, and who documented boundaries. The largest building represents the evolution of this new legacy, from horseback exploration to advanced digital geographical systems. What this building delivers is most fundamental, is the elimination of legacy paperwork that people usually have bottlenecks in land administration. It will strengthen property administration. It will unlock previously underutilized capital that we have, and it will direct material improvement on our ease of doing business, which we're currently #1, which we want to also further continue to ensure that we stay there. And it is a critical component of building a well-ordered, investment-friendly environment. I'm a surveyor by training. I know what a geographical information system means, and that building is next to none. Once the information starts there, Lagos will go on a level that it will become irreversible. Documents will be processed at the shortest possible time, and we will be able to advance technology at the highest level. Mr. President, here being represented by the President of the Senate. The third project, which is a multi-agency administrative complex, which will today be formally christened and be called the Bola Ahmed Tinubu Administrative Complex, BATAC, directly addresses another priority on this administration, the need for us to improve the speed of efficiency and coordination of our government services. We'll also expect it to create a comfortable and a well-being atmosphere for our civil servants. It is situated on approximately 2 hectares within the Alausa Government Secretariat area. This complex comprises of Block A, B, C, and a D pavilion, which is where we are sitting actually on the D pavilion as we sit, for this commission. It provides over 7,300 square meters of modern, purposeful accommodation that is complete with penthouse conference facility, parking facility with over 300 vehicles, and fully integrated mechanical, electrical, fire safety, and external infrastructure. Like Mr. Deputy said, this building is not only compliant, it also speaks to the needs of our staff, with crèche, with places where our ladies, our young mothers can bring their children and they can bring their little infant. So it is a full, end-to-end. And we're actually also planning, if head of service approve, that we'll also give them a small gym so that they will be fit and proper and continue to serve the people of Lagos very, very well. And so the decision to name this complex after Your Excellency is both deliberate and symbolic. It reflects our recognition of your enduring contribution to the growth and to the institutional development of your state, of our state, Lagos State, and your role in laying the foundation for the progress we continue to build on every day. Taking together these three projects reflects our approach as an administration. I want to thank all the contractors, several of them, on these various jobs. We had to fire and refire and hire contractors, just to ensure that they can deliver first-class, high-quality infrastructure for us. I want to thank each and every one of you. I know that you're all here. Thank you for the great work you have done. And so we identify key challenges that face our state and its people, and we respond with practical, well-thought-out solutions, which is what is guiding our Teams Plus agenda. And this sits very well, Your Excellency, with your renewed hope agenda. Very importantly also, we follow through to completion, because we understand that the true measure of governance is not just in plans or ambition, but instead in clear results and measurable outcomes. I'd like to take this opportunity to acknowledge and to thank all of our civil servants who will be the beneficiaries of this project, all of the engineers that have worked from Ministry of Works, Ministry of Infrastructure, and for all of you taking into account that during this project you did very well, you ensure that timelines were met, and we ensure that qualities were not compromised. And so as we commission this project, we're also mindful of the fact that we still have a lot to do. We have over 400 days that is lying ahead of us. We will double our efforts. We will ensure that we'll push more investment in infrastructure. We will ensure that we'll strengthen our institutions. And we'll ensure that we're intentional, ensuring that the quality of life for every Lagosian is not lost on us. For us, finishing only makes sense for us to do it well. Winding down is not an excuse for us to slow down. We will not slow down. We'll work double as hard, we'll work double as fast, we'll work double as quick. On the contrary, we'll take the opportunity to wrap up the momentum and we'll rev the engine energetically towards our finish line. I'm indeed proud of what we've been able to do and achieve modestly in the last almost 7 years. Especially, Mr. President, I want to thank you for unwavering support to Lagos State. What you have made, for us and under your administration, we cannot thank you. Lagos, like every other state in the country, has benefited significantly from increase in monthly revenue that accrues to us, and this has enabled us to become more ambitious in our approach, where it gives us the opportunity to tackle more problems and push our deliverables even harder. Mr. Senate President, you know too well what I mean, and I want to thank you to your leadership in the National Assembly for the great work too that you are doing and you continue to do for this country. And then on top of this, we have also enjoyed continued commitment to the transformation of federal infrastructure that we'll see around in our state. Mr. President, we want to thank you for what we're seeing that is being emerging on the coastal road, a massive upgrade, that we've seen that on that corridor. We're also noticing that improvement have started on the Murtala Mohammed International Airport. Thank you, Mr. President. We also know that you are going to fast-track the redevelopment of the Apapa and the Tingan Highland Port. We cannot thank you enough, Mr. President. Your bold reforms continue to speak loud and clear, even beyond the shores of our country. There is no doubt your audacity and your commitment to positively and to productively transform every facet of national life and at reshaping and repositioning our their country into one that is able to stand tall and be proud in the community of nations. Mr. President, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, all throughout today is the opening of two very special things that will happen in Lagos. This is the beginning. Tomorrow is also another day. Let me say here publicly on behalf of the people and government of Lagos that we very much look forward to one, or more additional presidential commissioning even before the end of our administration. We believe we still have a lot more. We still have so many things that we'll be calling on you to come and do and to support and to help us with. It is now, therefore, my pleasure that I, with a deep sense of pride and fulfillment, that I respectfully invite Your Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, here ably represented by the Senate President, Distinguished Senator Godswill Akpabio, to formally once again commission the Okpebi-Mende Link Bridge, to dedicate the Bola Ahmed Administrative Complex, Alausa, and to unveil and to hand over the Lagos State Geographical Information Service Building. These three projects, all put in one. A Lagos that must continue to move. A Lagos that moves better. A Lagos that we believe will govern better. And we believe that the future of this state is in your hand. The future of this country is in your hand. And there's no better time for you and for us to work together. I want to thank you, Mr. President. God bless you. God bless Lagos State. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So herefore we invite you, Mr. President, sir.
The Governor of the Center of Excellence and State of Aquatic Splendor, the legend, the myth, the man, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our son, our father, President Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, represented by that uncommon transformer and man of uncommon governance, His Excellency, Most Distinguished Senator Godswill Akpabio, GCON, President of the Senate of the most populous black nation on the face of the earth. Lagos, let's welcome Mr. President and Mr. Senate President with a resounding round of applause.
Thank you for the privilege. Your Excellencies, most especially our host Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the performing governor of Lagos State. I also recognize my in-law and the chairman of the All Progressive Governors Forum in Nigeria, my own brother, Governor Hope Uzodimma of Imo State. Of course, the security-conscious governor of Borno State, Governor and Professor Zulum, we were together in Ogun State just a few days ago. The governor of Ogun State himself, Dapo Obiodun, the governor of Bayelsa State, Governor Diri, and the other governors who are here, my dear sister, the wife of the governor of Lagos State, and of course the deputy governor of Lagos State, and all other deputy governors who are here today. The former governors of Lagos State, I saw Ambode, and other former deputy governors of Lagos State, the Right Honorable Speaker, and my brothers, distinguished senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, members of the National Assembly, members of the State House of Assembly, my leaders, and most especially members of the GSC, led by Prince Tajuddin Olushi, did I get it? Prince Tajuddin Olugbeyi Olusi. I got it now. Is the Governor's Advisory Council Chairman. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, let me, before I go into the President's address, let me address a small issue brought forward by the GSC chairman. You said you would have loved to see your son, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and yet you also said that it was predicted by then Senate President Chuba Okadibo that one day he will be president of Nigeria. So if you knew that he was going to be president of Nigeria, it means you also consented that you were selling him to Nigeria and the global community. That means that sometimes when you want to see him, he may not be available because of the exigencies of his office. Am I right? And so you should be very proud that he is not present today, but he will be present tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next days to come. So your joy should be that that prediction came true and you are alive to see it come true. May God keep you to see other young ones come to fruition in their ambitions in Jesus' name. So, and you wonder why did the Senate President come to represent the President in Lagos? It's because the Senate President himself is a Lagosian. I live right behind Bodilon, and I've been there for the past 30 years. I worked on what do you call it? This street that Zenith Bank has almost finished. Ajose Adogun. I worked at Ajose Adogun as managing director of one of the telecom companies. I practiced law in Lagos from the day I became a young lawyer, even from the days of my UCO. I was at Lion Building. I know Okwebi. I know Alain. I knew the Schwam. I am in a position to testify to the transformation of Lagos. So the president called me, and why is he a president? He's not a president of the military. He's a civilian president of democracy that he has fought for all through his life. And who represents that democracy? The Senate President and Chairman of National Assembly. Because it's only the parliament. In Lagos, it is the speaker and members that represent democracy. In every regime, you have the judiciary, and you also have the executive. But the moment you have the National Assembly or the State House of Assembly, it means you have a democracy. So when democratic dividends of this nature, brought forward by Governor Sanwo-Olu, birth in any part of this country, who is in the best position to represent the President of Nigeria? It is the Senate President. So I think you should be happy. You should be happy. The message is resonating around Nigeria now because every senatorial district, every federal constituency is watching me and listening to me that yes, indeed, Lagos is working. Lagos is moving. Lagos is going forward. Lagos is setting example, and Lagos is getting there. And Nigerians need to emulate Lagos. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not just a visionary. He's not just a man on a mission. He's a man that is out to fulfill his purpose on earth for this country, and he's doing so. We are very proud of him in the National Assembly. We are 1,000% behind him and his vision. And we will make sure that your son returns a hero after he has delivered the dividends of democracy to Nigeria. And maybe as I stand here, I can just mention to you that right now, somebody is also representing me. At Aseka in Morocco, I'm expected to deliver a speech today, this night, before the Crown Prince of Morocco and the King in a major parliamentary event. But when Mr. President called me and gave me executive order and said, you must report in Lagos today to come and see the wonders that the administration in Lagos is doing and represent me. I had to cancel that engagement, and I came here. So I sent Senator Zam, Titus Zam, so he's going to deliver my speech tonight in Rabat, in Morocco. That's why I'm here. That is the presidency, and that is the president. That is your son. You must be proud of him. Having said that, I must say that I'm very delighted to see the wonders here. And please, Governor Sanwo-Olu, permit me to also say that I was with him a few days ago in Ogun State. You were there. You also saw the, I don't know what to call it, the wonders from the airport to the cargo terminal and the cargo planes. And luckily, Governor Zulum was there. I think the chairman of Governors Forum was also there. You mentioned some of the things that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been doing. He came, you wanted him to represent Lagos, this is Lagos Central. He chose to represent Alausa. Am I right? Lagos West, but he chose to represent Lagos West instead of Lagos Island. He brought about the idea of linking all these bridges and these roads and making life easy for the people of Lagos, reducing time, saving money. And then successive administrations after him have followed up on his vision. And Lagos is what it is today. Probably one of the largest economic cities in Africa. You should be proud of him. We are proud of him. We are very proud of him. And you should also know that he didn't just choose anybody. He chose a Senate president that had once been a governor 20 years ago and brought about uncommon transformation. The terrain of Lagos is like the terrain of the Niger Delta. These bridges we are seeing were all swampy, just like what we have in Niger Delta. Through the help of God, I turned around the once pedestrian state into a destination for all Nigerians and the global community. I was watching a video the other day of Jesse Jackson. He led 46-man delegation to visit my state every year when we used to have the Christmas carols with over 10,000 people. And what happened? He said God's will was doing God's will. I'll give you the video. God's will was doing God's will. Even when he falters, he was doing God's will. Even when he corrects himself, he was doing God's will. Even when he represents the president, he is doing God's will. I thank you. So, may I, with your permission, now bring the voice of the president that you are very proud of. The man you predicted will one day rule Nigeria. And the man who has so much love and respect for Lagos. And the man who will privately visit these edifices. For the president of Nigeria, who could be in 36 states and the FCT at once, through representation or physically, he is saying that these projects undertaken by the administration of Governor Sanwo-Olu are not just physical structures. They are symbols of purpose. They reflect a government that understands that development must be seen, must be felt, and must be experienced by the people they govern. The Ojota-Okpebi link bridge is more than a road. It is a bridge to opportunities. In a city like Lagos, movement is everything. When traffic improves, productivity also improves. When time is saved, businesses grow. When access is made easier, lives also get better. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu says that the projects we are seeing sends very clear message that we will not be overwhelmed by the challenges of growth that we see in Lagos. Instead, we will solve those challenges and overcome them. As President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, I thank the Lagos State Government, headed by Governor Sanwo-Olu, and assisted by his wife, the Deputy Governor, and all members of the Executive Council and the State House of Assembly for the honor of naming the administrative complex after me, in this case after President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I accept this with humility. I accept this honor with humility. But let me be clear, this achievement is about more than one man. It is about a system that is working. It is about a public service that continues to deliver the dividends of democracy to all Nigerians, because Lagos is home to all Nigerians. This complex is an investment in efficiency, coordination, and better service delivery. It strengthens the government so that government can better serve the people. The Lagos Information Service Center, the building itself, represents the future. We live in a world where data drives development, where transparency builds trust, and where clear systems attract investments. A modern land administration system is not optional, it is essential. It reduces uncertainty, it strengthens planning, it unlocks economic values. This is how serious societies grow. These projects align with our national vision. A Nigeria that is modern, digitally enabled, and economically strong. This is the standard we must replicate across the country from Governor Sanwo-Olu and his administration. So let me assure Nigerians that our administration remains committed to investing in infrastructure, strengthening governance, and expanding opportunities for all. To the people of Lagos, I say this: these projects are for you. They are investments in your future. Use them well, protect them, and build on them. I want to commend Governor Sanwo-Olu, the governor of Lagos State, and his team for their focus and discipline in financial management. You have shown that governance must be about service delivery. Congratulations. I also commend the contractors and engineers whose work have made today possible. Your efforts will impact on lives for years to come. It is now my honor and privilege as Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and a son of the soil to commission the Ojota-Okpebi Link Bridge, the Bola Ahmed Tinubu Administrative Complex, and the Lagos State Geographical Information System building to the glory of Almighty God and for the benefit of the good people of Lagos State and Nigerians as a whole. Thank you, and may God bless the people of Lagos State, may God bless the government of Lagos State, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I thank you.
Most distinguished Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Goodwill Obot Akpabio, GCON, President of the Senate, representing our father, the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. Honorable Abikeda Rewan, I greet you. Honorable Muslim Senator Musiliu Obanikoro, I greet you. Photographers, let's do this quickly.
We shall stand on your mandate. We shall stand. We shall stand. Vintage on your mandate. Bola on your mandate. Bola on your mandate. We shall.
A bridge to opportunity is what the president calls it. The whole of Nigeria must replicate what is happening in Lagos. Is what
we shall stand. We shall stand on your mandate.
Thank you. Thank you. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, shall we please rise for the national anthem of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as our guests depart.
Nigeria will be our own dear native land. Though tribes may differ, in brotherhood we stand.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we celebrate.
President General amongst the nation. President General amongst the nation. I see what you, President General amongst the nation. President General amongst the nation.
At TVC News, wherever the big news story is happening, we're geared up to break it. TVC News, first with breaking news.